Hi, I'm Frida, and I want to welcome you to my new channel, Gypsy Soul Wanderers. I thought since this was the very first video of my new channel, or on my new channel, I thought maybe I would tell you a little bit about myself to get started so you and I can become good friends. I'm sitting here in my backyard on the gazebo to just have a little conversation with you today. I have worked in banking about 25 years. I've been retired several years now. And my husband and I have had for probably between 35 and 40 years, we've had a group home in our home. And then now we have two locations, and we have one here at the house. The residents have a basement apartment, and then we have a small farm about a half a mile up the road. And we at that place we have five gentlemen, and my husband pretty much takes care of those people, and he stays there with them at night. So we've done that, like I said, long time. And since I've been home, I really through those years with working and having group homes and all, we have not really had an opportunity to travel. Our world has been pretty small. Well, last year, my brother and I were talking, and he said he had always thought about building a tiny home. And he said, but his wife didn't want to travel. And and luckily for the same thing, I guess the way it turned out, my husband says he doesn't like to travel either. So he said if I had somebody that would want to travel with me, he said I just might go ahead and build that tiny home. And I said, well, I would travel with you. And he said, you would? And I said, yes. So he said, well, I'm going to build that tiny home. So he got busy, and several months later, he came up with the cutest tiny home. And we took our first trip last spring, and we went to Arizona. This is my poodle. This is Bella. And we went to Arizona, Utah, New Mexico, and several of the places, states around out west. And I saw things that I had only ever seen in pictures. I just couldn't imagine the beauty of the world. And I think I said the word wow 100 times or more. And I just, like my brother said, he said, I thought that would cure you from wanting to travel, but it didn't. It made me want to travel even more. So then what I did, I thought about it for this past year after we took the trip, and that made me just want to go even more and see even more. So this year, 2020, right today is July the 25th, and I last month in June, I went to my husband and I said, I'm going to tell you something that I've been thinking about for a long time. You're probably not going to agree with me, but this is something that I really, really want. And he said, well, what's that? And I said, I want to buy a van, and I want to have it built out as an RV, and I want to travel. And he said, oh no, I don't think so. And I said, no, this is something I really want to do. And I have worked for a long time, and I'm going to be 70 years old tomorrow. And I know that if I don't do this pretty soon, it's going to be too late. I'm not going to be able to travel. So, anyway, after several conversations, I decided I was going to go ahead with it. So, I went to the dealership near here and found I'd been looking online. I knew exactly what I wanted. I wanted a Ram ProMaster 159 wheelbase, high top. I wanted the 2500 model. I didn't want the long extended, although the 159 wheelbase is longer than the 136 standard. So that's what I wanted, and I saw online that the dealership near me had one in stock. It was a 2019, but it was a new one. With this COVID deal going on, they have not had a lot of shipments in, but they had that, and which is what I wanted. right there on the lot. So I thought, well, I'm going to go check it out. I went and checked it out, and it was just what I wanted. So I bought the van and was looking around for someone to do the build out. I am certainly not a builder. So the dealership, one of the men there said that there was a new company that was near there in Amelia, and they said that they would they actually did their specialty was doing funeral hearses, but they are branching out. They have done quite well over the years, and it was a family business, few generations, but they are branching out now and building tiny homes and building out vans. So I went down, and my brother went with me, and we went down and talked to the owner and the one of the builders and designers. And so I saw one of the vans that he's working on to resell, and I really enjoyed the craftsmanship and the techniques that he used and the materials that he used. He used very high quality materials. He insulated the vans very well. In fact, he has about 3 different kinds of insulation that he uses. He kind of layers. So I was very impressed, and I said, okay, I was having some work done. I had to have the van undercoated and the paint sealed and all of that. So we made arrangements with the dealership that they would take that from the dealership. In fact, there was a little place on the front that I didn't like, and they said, well, we're going to fix that. And so they fixed that for me. And then in fact, they put on a whole new grill because of one place it was peeling a little bit. So they put on a whole new grill. And then they took it down for me, down to the place where I was going to have the undercoating done. And then they delivered that van right back to this man that's going to rebuild it for me. He told me that it would probably take about 10 weeks. So I'm hoping to get the van back to be able to use it in probably maybe early to middle September. So in the meantime, I've been buying all kinds of supplies and appliances and cookware and a TV and, bedding and everything that I can think of that I would need in the van. Been working on the bedspreads, and so I'm so excited about that. But when I went down and met with him then about the layout, I had been drawing plans for this past year, hoping that if I ever had the opportunity to have a van, that I would actually kind of know what to ask for. So I knew what I wanted to ask for, and I told him I wanted to be totally self-contained, where I could do some boondocking and be off-grid. And also I wanted solar. I wanted enough solar. I wanted the Battleborn batteries so I can feel like I have the best. And I wanted a composting toilet so I don't have to have a black tank, just a freshwater tank and a gray tank. So I had done a lot of research, watched so many videos, so I pretty much knew what I wanted. And I feel like I had my decisions pretty much made by the time I went down there. So he's busy working on that, and today is Saturday, and I'm going to go down Monday and visit. He has sent me a couple pictures of the floor that's finished, and of course it's beautiful. And so I'm going to go down Monday and meet with him again and take a quick tour of what he has done so far on the van. Now I'm going to, if you'll follow our channel, you're going to see some pictures of the tiny home, and we'll do a tour of the tiny home that my brother built. And I've got lots of pictures of our visit last year to when we went out west in the tiny home. And then I'll also give you a tour of the van as it is completed and kind of show you as we go along, and that way you can go on this journey with us. And the name of my van is going to be Gypsy Soul. And I thought about that a long time too. How did I choose that? And I've got my notebook here, and I want to read you something a little bit here of what that meaning is. What is the meaning of a gypsy soul? You see, someone who has a gypsy soul is a person in need of change or an adventure. A gypsy soul seeks for the next best thing in any situation. They can be very passionate and inspired by different ideas, attitudes, and experiences. Sure, gypsy souls have a wild heart. And that's kind of how I see my van. My doggie's going to bark. She heard something, kids playing next door. And then the channel, so my van is called Gypsy Soul. The name of my channel is Gypsy Soul Wanderers. So I'm going to add the word wanderers. A wanderer is a person who travels around rather than settling in one place. Synonyms: traveler, rover, nomad, drifter, someone who is curious about something, someone filled with admiration and awe, someone who wonders at something. Wanderer personality: they are a refreshing depart from the average Joe. They view life in another way, a way that enhances experiences and justifies randomness. They find beauty in the ugly and challenge traditional norms. They protest the typical and the rigid and demand a life that's less stoic and more magic. And that is who we are. That is what you're going to see. And some of the tours that we're going to take you on, some of the travels will be maybe things around. We live near Amish country, and there are several Amish countries in Ohio, but we live near one of the Amish countries or settlements in Adams County. And so some of the things we're going to show you will be close to us, maybe some things that are near to us. We have a lot of pretty beautiful attractions here in Adams County, but you're also going to see when we take trips. And then I just joined the group Harvest Hosts, so I'm going to be exploring some of those places too. My brother and I have talked about he's going to be one of my big buddy travelers, and we've talked about going up to the Amish community up in Holmes County, which is a very large Amish settlement up there. And then we have some Mennonites right down the road that has a market, and I know you'll see that on one of my upcoming videos too, where I went past it, and let you kind of see that. And then, my friend and I, for a lady that I've grown up with, she's like a sister to me, and we're both the same age. She just turned 70 on the 19th, and I will turn 70 on the 26th. So we're right there together. We were children in diapers together. Our mothers were friends. So it's been a long time. Excuse me, a long time friendship, and she's going to be doing some traveling with me. We're going to go south, I think, in October, and look at when the foliage, probably down around Tennessee and Cades Cove. So if you'll stay tuned, if you have a heart like ours and you want to travel, maybe you don't have the opportunity to travel yet, or maybe you're planning to do that, or even maybe if you do and you just want some ideas of different places to go, come along with us and travel with us in the van and sometimes the tiny home, and we'll show you some new areas and some new attitudes. So hope you'll join us. Thank you.